perception, dreams, and awareness. When perception arises, it always appears connected with a perceiving instrument, which is at a particular location in space and time. Perception comes from an apparent center. The same happens in dreams too. Perception appears to be localized. However, awareness stands beyond, illuminating all thoughts, feelings, perceptions, and states, including the state of being awake or conscious. When you dream, awareness appears to be in the dream and coming from a certain location, but it really stands outside and beyond the dream, because when the dream is over, being and awareness are not lost. Awareness was never in the dream or confined to the dream subject. The dreamer and his perceptions appeared from a center within the dream, but awareness as such was never in the dream at all. Things in the dream affected the dream subject and his experiences in the dream state, but your fundamental presence, your being awareness, was utterly untouched by any dream experiences. Since this innate awareness was never in the dream at all, how can it be located in a particular place or center in the dream? It really cannot. All you can say is that perception within the confines of a state, such as dreaming or waking, appears to happen from a particular location, usually the body functioning in that state. However, even this is not always the case. People speak of floating above the body and perceiving the body below themselves in near-death experiences, for example. The basic point is that perception appears within a state and appears as from a particular center or point of reference. Awareness enables perception, but is not confined within a state or limited by perception. Since it is non-objective, it is not a thing to appear in a state. All states appear within it. Time and space are mental concepts imagined in thought, which itself appears in awareness. Awareness, which you fundamentally are, is timeless, spaceless, locationless, and stateless. In fact, it is prior to consciousness itself, which comes and goes as an experience in non-conceptual awareness. Bodies in dreams and waking appear to be born and die. In truth, they are simply appearances that arise and set in awareness. But awareness, being no thing, neither appears nor disappears. It was never born and never became embodied. There has never been an embodied being standing apart from pure being awareness itself. When we falsely imagine being awareness to be confined to an apparent body, the notions of birth and death arise, as if being awareness had appeared with the rise of the body and will terminate when it disappears. Forms arise and set, but being awareness is not born, nor does it die, because it is not confined to the body. You are aware of the body. Therefore, you are that timeless, spaceless, birthless, and deathless awareness itself. This is not about moments of seeing. Do not fall into the trap that this is about moments of seeing. That is just turning this into some objective experience. Then the mind goes back to searching for a practice to get back to that experience. But this is missing the mark entirely. All those thoughts, practices, and evaluations are presently arising thoughts, mere mind stuff. And what are all those thoughts being registered? Who knows them? In and through all those thoughts and concepts, have you gone anywhere? Have you stopped being and being aware? Recognize that being is literally ever present. Once you start to see the stark, basic truth of this, you will see how everything the mind thinks about the spiritual understanding is based on a misconception. And yet, all the mind's beliefs and concepts are based on the assumption that reality, is not here, that reality comes and goes, that you are a person apart from this, or that being is an experience in the flow of time. But that is a complete reversal of the facts. Thoughts, time, experiences, concepts, and feelings arise and set within your own aware presence. Your being is the necessary precondition for those to be perceived. There are not people who got it or will get it. That whole construct gets tossed overboard. You are what you are seeking. Even the notion that dropping of concepts must happen before you get there is a concession to the dualistic conceptual mind. There is no entity. There has never been a separation from being. It is all an illusion, a false assumption. All the talk about entities, getting it, seeing, and so on, is just concepts, and erroneous ones at that. Pause those thoughts. Set them aside. Where are you right now? What actually needs to be attained if you cease to follow those concepts? Can you be outside of present being? If you think so, see if you can do it. All the paths and approaches based on gradual arrival are false. Even the approach of many moments of returning to that is faulty in my view. It is still predicated on the assumption that you are not that. I suggest that you challenge those beliefs and assumptions. Turn away from thoughts and mental constructions completely. The answer is not in the mind. The net of the mind's concepts about this stuff is a trap. Fortunately, you can step free of it. You are free of it because your true nature, your being itself, is not in the mind. The mind comes and goes in being itself. I keep telling you that you are already free. The answer does not come through what you do, because that you is a fiction. A resonance simply arises with the pointer that you are already free, because that freedom is what you are before the next thought, feeling, experience, or emotion appears. You are. That is it. And you are that.